Hi guys, this is here and welcome back to Discover Europe or Flight Simulator X or both. I think it's both because we are flying in Flight Simulator X and we are... Oi! What you driving? You just screwed over my intro, mate. Thanks. We're flying today in Flight Simulator X and we are doing the second flight of Discover Europe since Discover Europe 1 was quite a big success. And a lot of you said, like, we want more. We want to get the next flight. Where's the next flight? What's going on? I was just, like, way too busy with school and with my finals and with final exams and all that stuff. But those are finally over after a month. And now we are going back into Discover Europe, into Flight Simulator X, into all of this stuff. So... today we are flying this little Piper. We're flying this little Piper to Texel. The second flight is from Rotterdam to Texel, which is quite a nice thing, quite a nice flight. I got some history, some nice news about Texel coming up for you, and also we're going to talk about the first ever landing of the F-35 or the GSF, the Joint Strike Fighter, into the Netherlands. There's like a lot of news to talk about, and that's what we're doing while being in the flight. So let's get in the cockpit, set this thing up, and let's get going. Alrighty, so welcome in this nice little cockpit of the Piper. We are in, well, cold and dark state. As you can see, there is nothing really going on. Wait a sec. We need to open our doors, don't we? Which side was it? I think it's this side. Let's open the doors. Look at this. Really, really cool. There we go. Also, this is a payware Piper, and I got this gifted over my email from Dragonovsky Fire, something like that. A big massive thank you to you, mate. I really appreciate this airplane. I mean, I have a bit of a go with it to just have a look what it's all about, and the inside sounds are so nice. It's like unbelievable. Anyway, let's get in the cockpit and let's set this thing up, because we want to get moving. Otherwise, my hard drive is going to get full again. We are on parking brake, as you can see in the bottom here, but the parking brake is positioned there, which is a bit, I don't know, a bit weird. Right, let's get the anti-collision light on and the fasten seatbelt signs. We don't need the ground ventilation thing whatsoever. We could get some lights on. I mean, the lights are really nicely done. I mean, this red light and a bit of yellow over there. Really nice, really nice. Alright. Let's start the engines. I mean, we need some engines. So let's first start the masters. And let's start this thing up as well. There we go. That's all online. We do want to get that one go. Actually, let's first start engine 2. Engine 2, we want some fuel pumps. Get this thing going. Nice. Maybe, wait a sec. No. Wait a sec. It worked before. Oh god. Sure, I know what I'm missing. Whoops, sorry. Let me get to another view. There we go, we are missing these things. These are... I don't actually know how to explain this, but you need to get this into the inside position. It's basically where the fuel kind of goes, I think. So it needs to go inside the engine at the moment. So... it should start now, so we need to get that on. There we go. The engine is coming alive. You can see the screen is coming alive as well. Listen to that. What a beautiful sound. Right. Get the second one. That's engine number 1 started. Cool. Alright, engines are online. There's that thing. Listen to this. I mean, turn up your sound for a second and let's appreciate this sound. Really, really, really nice. Alright, let's contact Rotterdam.
Rotterdam ground, Piper November 86820, IFR to Echo Hotel Tango X-ray, ready to copy. Piper November 86820 is cleared to Echo Hotel Tango X-ray airport as filed. Fly runway heading climb and maintain 3000. Departure frequency is 126.675, squawk 2362.
Yeah, whatever.
Piper November 86820, cleared to Echo Hotel Tango X-ray airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 3000. Departure on 126.675,
Right.
squawk 2362.
Okay.
Piper 820,
We're back correct.
contact ground on
That's it's a bit of a irritating. Oh god. Yeah, there it is. It's a bit of an irritating spot to get your steering wheel.
Rotterdam ground, Piper November 86820.
Okay. It's taxi. Let's see. Taxi light on. Let's get some wing lights as well. Seatbelt signs are fine. We don't need NTIs or anything. Oh, wait. Runway 6. Alright.
Taxi 2 and hold short, runway 6, using taxiway Yankee Alpha Hector, Piper 820.
Yeah. Shush. Let's have a look where runway 6 is. Well, it's basically there. So I guess we are turning to the right, getting up this this taxiway over here, and we are going to use this one. Just to, I mean, we don't need a full, I mean, look at this. Look at how massive this runway is. We don't need the whole runway. We are just going up here, the quick takeoff holding point thing. So let's close the doors. I like these doors, like really. Look at that. It's just nice. Alright, let's give her a bit of pressure. Power. Come on. Let's not hit those things. Okay, come on. Come on, come on. Good boy. I'm probably going to hit him with my wing, but I don't care. Oh, there's the car who screwed my intro. Thanks again, mate. I mean, have you already started to appreciate the sound of this thing? And even the look. I mean, the look of this thing, amazing. Really, really nice. Where were we going? To the left here, I guess. Yeah, to the left here and then straight. That's what we were doing. We were clear for 3,000 foot. Think. Yeah, 3,000 foot. Departure frequency 126.675. That's all good. Okay. Great to be back in Flight Simulator. I mean, I just looked on my Steam and I haven't been flying for over a month. That's insane. It's great to be back, really. Just trust me on this one. It's good to be back. I mean, I know you guys like it, but I miss it myself as well. I actually didn't find the button to operate the wiper in front of us. Not that we need it today. I mean, it's beautiful weather, but I just didn't find the button to operate the Wi-Fi. I do like this GPS thing. It's very useful. All right, let's get it straight. Rotterdam Tower.
Rotterdam Tower, Piper November 86820 at runway.
Let's get flaps 1.
For takeoff, IFR to Echo Hotel Tango X-ray. Piper November 86820 cleared for takeoff, runway 6.
All right, we are clear for takeoff.
Piper November 86820.
Go. Let's get the landing lights on. There, nailed it. I know the fuel flow is low, but you don't have to worry about that. If you get your throttles open, it's going fine. All right, there we go. Fuel thing is off. Listen to the sounds. Really nice. I really do like this this airplane. 80 knots. Rotate. Positive climb. The gear up. We were cleared for 3000, so that's where we're going. Give you a nice nice view. Right. Trim her out. Left heading 010. 0, oh god. Yeah, now around there, I think. No, wait a sec. We're flying. That's 1, that's 3. I don't know. I just know that I need to go left. I was searching for that thing. Jesus. Alrighty. Up in the air we are. We are at 2000. Let's stay at this, right? By 1000. I mean, if we are able to fly at 2000, that's nice. Denied! Yeah, denied! Need to get up to 3000. Scumbag! Scumbag Amsterdam. We're just following this this pink line, by the way. Oh, roundabout. Right, so let's talk a bit about Texel, because we're flying to Texel. Texel is actually the largest island of the Netherlands, and it's quite populated over there. The weather, however, can be really bad. I've been once to Texel, and the weather there was, well, not nice. I mean, lots of rain, and a real hard wind. Let's get my flaps up. Forgot about those. But in the winter, it really can be atrocious, including freezing ice. And as a matter of fact, oh god. Wait a sec. What? What? Are we so close? Jesus. We're not going to Amsterdam, are we? What? Oh. I need to descend a bit. Maybe I'm going to do the next one without the ATC. I mean, this is confusing me. I know where to fly, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. Can we get like a lower altitude? Anyway, so the weather in the winter at Texel can be really atrocious, including freezing ice. And as a matter of fact, this freezing ice led to earning a place in history as the only place in the world where a navy was defeated by men on horseback. This happened in 1795. The Dutch Navy found itself trapped in the icy seas around the Iceland, and the French, who were at the time occupying the Netherlands, dispatched 128 horsemen who were able to achieve the surrender of the trapped Dutch forces without a shot being fired. I mean, that's quite interesting, I found. I mean, so they had a little war, but no shots were fired, and that's quite interesting, I found. However, today Texel is a beautiful place for a holiday, and it's relying on its tourism. Over a third of the island is devoted to a wildlife reserve. So, like, really a lot of the island is just for the wildlife. I mean, lots of quite rarely seen birds are around there, and some interesting fish or whatever. I don't know. There's just a lot of wildlife around at and around Texel, and I thought you might be interested to that. And as one might expect of such an idyllic, unspoiled island, there are minimal facilities at the airfields, including a requirement to land on a grass strip. You also need good visibility to be able to spot the small airstrip from the air and land safely. I mean, that was a tip that came with the Discover Europe thing. You need to land safely. No shit, Sherlock. But anyway, I mean, I have flown to Texel once in Flight Simulator X, and you really do need some good visibility. Today, when I loaded up the real world weather, and it's really cloudy, low visibility today in the Netherlands, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do that. That is a madman's work. You can't. So I just loaded up the clear weather. It worked. It works fine. Anyway, let's talk about a bit about the GSF, because the first two GSF, the F-35. Hi, I'm talking. Whatever. Get back to Amsterdam then. To the right. Let's have a look if we can spot it. Yeah, over that's Amsterdam. That's Schiphol over there. Why? I'm not going. Wait a second. Oh, fuck! I did something wrong. I did something wrong. Wait a sec. Okay, never mind. It came back to me. Did it say 045? Okay. Let's head over to 045 then. This is 03 roundabout. 035 045. There you go. Spool up a little. There we go. So the first two GSFs, the F-35, have landed in the Netherlands the 24th of May. And the goal of the GSF was actually to replace all of USA's current fighter jets. Come on, mate. So that's the F-16, F-18, F-22 and the carrier jump jet. What did it say? 015. And you might ask, like, why do they want to replace that? The F-16 shows up at the radar as a small flying house. I mean, there's no stealth involved in the F-16. It is a beautiful plane, but it isn't stealthy. So that's around 015, I think. So really, like the F-16, if you want to get stealth, don't fly the F-16 because you're not going to get stealth with that. And with all the landings at the aircraft carriers and all the rapid takeoffs of the aircraft carriers, the FA-18, also known as the Super Hornet, are getting worn out pretty quickly. I mean, they are flying around 4 or 5 years and then they are going to get scrapped. This is how bad it is to do these kind of things. So the F-18s really need to get renewed, basically. And the carrier jump jet, flown by the Marines, was the first successful plane actually who can hover and land vertically, which is very nice. But this plane is so old that it really needs a new sister, and that's when they said, like, yeah, we need a new plane and we're going to call it the GSF because it's called Joint Strike Fighter. Well, Strike Fighter, I mean, it's just a fighter jet. And joint is because several countries involved in this, like America and the United Kingdom. Like, was it the United Kingdom? I think it was the United Kingdom. They worked together to make this airplane, and they both decided like which airplane they want. Because it was actually it was like a competition. You had 4 years to basically make a model, and then the American even government and the UK government both decided which two companies could start producing it. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I'm talking about a jet, and I'm flying this propeller thing, which is actually beautiful. Actually, we could turn off the fast seatbelt signs now. If you have a look, let's cycle through the cameras for a sec. I mean, you have this one, you have the other side, of course. This view, that view, that view, but then no. With that, no. With that, no. Yeah, actually, yes. I mean, you are seated in here. Look at this. They have modeled this. All of this. That's also a very nice thing. Look at this. This is the view you want to see. Anyway. Oh, we are rising again. Some winds are happening. Jesus. Quite a lot of winds are happening. So you had the F-16, the F-18 and the carrier jump jet. And for the Air Force, the new plane appeared to be already there. There is the new F-22 Raptor. But it is like the ultimate fighter jet, since it's so stealthy that it appears to show up at any radar as a bird. I mean, for a fighter jet, that's pretty small. And by a bird, I do not mean the iron one. And it can also fly at supersonic speeds longer than any other aircraft currently. So then you might ask, like, why aren't they just using the F-22? It's basically because of its price tag of $100 million per jet. $100 million per jet is a bit too much, and then they said the F-35 price tag has to be below $1/3 million. Yeah, so $1/3 million is the budget for one jet. Replacing all the current fighter jets, and it needs to be capable of doing everything the other planes did or better. So it has to go, it has to go supersonic, it has to be small on the radar, it has to be really stealthy, and the biggest challenge of all, it has to make vertical landings, or at least can hover in the air vertically, which is, well, a big thing to do for an aircraft. The Pentagon, they spent $3 billion just to research if the plane could be able to do all of those things at once. And after 5 years, the answer was sort of. I mean, that's just insane. 5 years of research with a $3 billion budget, and the answer is sort of. Not really what they thought, I think. Let's get back to 4-5 again. 4-5, that's 3, that's 4, that's 4-5. I think, like, after 2 minutes flying like this, we're going to get the 015 again. So the two manufacturers, there we go. Back to 015. I think I will ignore those instructions. We're going for Volkel, which is actually one of the military bases where the F-35 is going to be. Yes, they are going to stand at Volkel and at Leeuwarden. Oh, Jesus, you're way too high. So the two manufacturers who are willing to start developing these aircraft are Lockheed Martin. This company is known of the F-16, and Boeing. Boeing, of all manufacturers in the world, Boeing said, yeah, we could do this. And Boeing, of course, is known of the 737, Boeing 737 or the 747 or the Dreamliner, their new plane. Actually, Boeing was considered as a dark horse in this competition, since their last fighter jet was a B-26. To give you an idea, this B-26 was a fighter from the age before jets. It was a single propeller plane, and it was even before closed cockpits were a thing. I mean, this is how old it was. But Boeing bought McDonnell Douglas, and that is the maker of almost 80% of all fighter jets. And by doing that, they became the team with the most experienced people. So that was a good call. Boeing came with the idea of making a plane with a big delta wing. And I personally think they got this idea of the highly unknown SR-71 Blackbird. And for those who don't know that plane, it's the fastest plane on the world. And it's also a very nice looking plane. I mean, look at this. That is really nice. But because at the delta wing, the control surfaces are at the end of the wing, it means that it won't be able to turn sharply. So why did they came up with this idea, you might ask? It's because it's really cheap to make such a wing, and that's exactly why JSF chose the delta wing idea from Boeing. But when they revealed the plane design, the reaction of JSF was, we don't get it. I mean, again, look at this. I don't get it either. What is this huge air intake doing there? I mean, it's looking really weird. So they went back to the drawing table and came up with a new design for the new wings and tail. And after that, Boeing was ready to test their plane. And after a month of successful testing, the brakes failed and the plane was sentenced to get back to the factory. So what happened was, they were testing this plane for over a month. Successful. It was going really well. But then the brakes stopped working. It was overheated or something, and they tried to land at the airstrip, the testing facility airstrip, and the brakes didn't work, so they had to take off again, and they landed it somewhere in a desert where the plane had to be picked up, and then it was sentenced to get back to the factory. And at the factory, Boeing discovered a huge software problem, and to make that exact thing a bit worse for Boeing, Lockheed Martin's X-35 was ready to start testing procedures. So the airplane failed because the braking, well, shut up, the braking didn't work. They had to land at a desert. They were sentenced to get back to the factory, where they discovered a huge software problem, and Lockheed Martin started testing their X-35. So, I mean, you can imagine that it's really not a fun thing for Boeing. And at the third day of testing, Lockheed Martin decided to do the hardest mission while in the air, and that is mid-air refueling. Sorry. And it turned out to be a huge success. It went flawlessly. Boeing finally fixed their software bugs and started weeks after Lockheed the same mission, mid-air refueling, and it turned out to be a disaster. Okay, Jesus. I need to line to wait a second. What's the word? I need to get this thing turn left, heading of 305. Yeah, we're coming in for a landing, I think. 305. So yeah, it was a real disaster because Boeing couldn't connect their plane well enough with the refueling plane, and all of the fuel that came out of the pipe of the refueling plane just went straight sideways of the plane, almost into the engine, and engine plus afterburner is big boom. So it was a big disaster. However, it did not explode, but it was a close call. And after a month of testing both jets, it was a neck-to-neck race who was going to get the honor of making a real JSF plane. And the final test for both planes was the vertical hovering and landing tests. Turn. I say that? Oh God, sorry mate. We were doing 330. 275. It's interesting talking and flying at the same time. I do need to descend a bit. Sorry about this. 275. It's around here, I think. Is it? 24, 25, 27. Should be around here. So it was the... Come on. Let me hold up with my story for a sec. Okay. There we go. 335. Around there. Rish. We're out. Good. Are you ready? Stop talking. Nope. 005. Sorry about this. It's 000. Over there is Texel actually. This is Texel. 03. 04, 05. Roar out. Good stuff. Still at 3000, that's nice. Oh, we are at 2000. Whoops. Sorry. Thought we were going at 3000.
Turn left heading 335, climb and maintain 3000.
Yeah.
Turn left heading 335, climb and maintain 3000. Piper 820.
335. Coming up.
Piper 820, ascend and maintain.
Come on! Are you serious?
Ascend and maintain 2000.
He's preparing us for landing. 2000, right heading. That is 2000. Good stuff. Alright, so after their final mission, the hardest thing to do, the vertical hovering and landing test, both planes succeeded better as expected. But Boeing had took off several parts to make the jet lighter. That's a 1500 pound lighter. Wait a sec. 2 o'clock, 10 miles, turn right, 005 report, runway side. Yeah, let's have a look if we can see the runway actually. And I will stop talking a bit. I think over there is the runway. Is it? Wait a sec. Is that the runway in front of us? Is that the runway? Yeah, that is the runway. Affirmative! Yeah, we're climbing, mate. And we have the runway inside. Climb and maintain 2000, but we are ready for what? Alright, we're going to slow down for a bit. 2000 is where we are staying. So Boeing, they took off several parts to make the plane like a lot lighter, and when they did that, I mean, the vertical landing and vertical hovering is like a lot easier. So yeah, that's basically where they screwed up, because 5 years after the competition started, it was D-Day. All of the people who worked on the jets, they came together for a big day. And after all those years, the government decided to go with Lockheed Martin's F-35. Because they had managed to hover vertically in the same configuration as it could go supersonic with, and that's exactly the thing Boeing, well, they didn't do that. They didn't do the same configuration to go supersonic with as why can't I land? Am I froze? Wait a sec. It's like really underneath me. Oh god. Whoops! Screw it! Yeah. I'm going around. Whoops. Sorry, mate. So the JSF decided to go with the F-35, firstly known as the X-35, because it was an experimental plane. And when it's experimental, they're going with X, and when it's like really in function, they're going with F. Just a thing. So they went with the F-35 of Lockheed Martin because, well, Boeing just couldn't go with their plane supersonic in the same configuration as they could vertically land and hover with. So that's when they decided we are going with the F-35. And I've seen a documentary about Boeing's plane, about Boeing's attempt of the of their JSF, and they have done a lot to cover up their mistakes, and I think it was a smart decision to go with multi-Martin's plane, because I mean it could have turned out really nasty. However, it was a bit cheaper, but it could have turned out really nasty. So yeah, I think that was like the most interesting part of the F-35. It was a big competition. It was actually the first competition ever done with experimental flight airplanes. Wow, there it is. It was the first competition ever with experimental airplanes, and I think this one is going to be into the history books also, because this F-35, this JSF, is, I think, to be honest, is going to be the last fighter jet with humans in it. I think after the JSF, so that's what, 20, 25, maybe 30 years later, I don't think we are still with humans in fighter jets. I think we're going for uncontrolled, like the drones. I think we're going to that area. I think that is what's going to happen. Anyway, the airplane is, or the airport is at the left of us. This one didn't took as long as time as the other one. Jesus Christ, the other one. From somewhere in the UK flying to Rotterdam. Well, in the pilot notes there was like, yeah, it's an hour flight. I flew it, and it took me, I think, 3.5 or 4.5 hours. That was insane. I did enjoy it, but Jesus Christ. Right. Let's wait a bit, then we will be turning left. Also, we're going to get lower. Do you understand what I mean by like the really nice sounds of this plane? Don't you love this plane? I love this plane. Where's the airport? By the way, this is not the FPS that is low. It's just because on my joystick there is like this look around button, and I had to remap that when I press it, I don't have to press like this to look around, but I can just hold it to look around. But it's basically repeating the same instruction over and over again, so that's why it's not as smooth as doing it with your mouse. But anyway, I like having my my fingers and my hands on the controls, especially with these planes. Have a look. We are going a bit slow. Give it a bit of power. Alright. Oh, could have. We were not going around. We did a missed price, didn't we?
Echo Hotel Tango X-ray traffic. Piper November 86820 is 5 miles southwest inbound visual.
I think you understand why you need a good visual for this airport. I mean, there's no air traffic controller saying where you need to go. It's just, if you don't have a visual, you are screwed. Good luck. Alright, let's slow down. I lost my visual. I think it's in my dead spot. There it is. Gear down. Flaps. We're coming in for landing. It behaves a bit differently with the flaps and with low power as when just flying straight, so you have to configure my my trim. Landing lights. Don't think we ever turned those off. No, we did not. GG. Thanks for letting me reminding me. I mean, that's better English, I think. Full flaps. We are on final. What's that? Trim, 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 trim. Good stuff. Pull up a bit. Watch out for the trees. You can see, I mean, it's a really short strip, landing strip, so you really need to pay attention where you're going. You don't want to be too high. And with all the trees around, you don't want to overcross the runway as well. Okay, gather to idle. Flare a bit. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Brake. Cool. Nice landing. Let's turn to the left here. Turning it off, we can turn off the landing lights, wing lights. There we go. Let's loop around. So we're facing the runway. I think that's a bit better. Come on. I mean, this is 50% power before it wants to really move. Then at once it's going crazy fast. Okay, this is a nice position. Good stuff. Right, move. Park and brake is set. We can ditch the lights. I should have turned on the seatbelt signs, but anyway, we are just shouting, "We're landing!" and it's fine. Alright, let's turn that thing off. We can turn off the engines. Look at this, vibrating. So nice. Those little effects are just making this airplane really nice. Let's turn off the taxi light, anti-collision light, all that kind of stuff. That's good. Right, I think that's about sums it up. Master switches, and we are done. Let's open up the door. We do need to open up the door. There we go. Alright, after this you will see the first landing of the first JSF in the Netherlands. I've seen it and I got a bit of footage from it. So if you're interested, just keep watching after the outro. It will be there. I hope you enjoyed this flight. I hope you are going to join me for Discover Europe Flight 3. Where we're going from Texel to Ameland, which is another island of the Netherlands. If you want me to make that, I mean, leave a comment, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys, and happy flying.